Hello everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for being here. I'm here for the Libra Collective, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. We are going to look into the energies of the week ahead, August 3rd to August 9th, 2026. So this reading could pertain to any area of your life, career, self-empowerment, money, relationships, love, all the stuff. So we'll use tarot cards, oracle cards. I'll share channeled messages as I receive them. Let's go ahead and get started with a major arcana token. These are by Jamie Sawyer. Overarching energy of the week, the Hermit. There it is, the Hermit. So we'll see how this ties into the rest of it. Do only take what resonates. You have free will, final say. Your intuition knows best. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, so let's get started. I wanted to start out actually this week with this deck. So here it is, and it's by Maruk X, as you can see the name there. And it doesn't have a name other than that on the deck, so I'm not sure the exact name, but you can always find that on their website. So for Libra, all right, we already have one that flipped. We have divine support. All right, so help is on the way here. Help is on the way, and it can manifest in different ways. So it could be a person that comes in offering a helping hand, could be a sudden positive shift in your situation that helps you overcome some sort of challenge. All right, what else do we have, please? We'll talk about the Hermit too and what that means, but I like to get a few more cards out first. I usually do angel numbers, animal cards, and lots of other cards. Okay. Abundance mindset. Now, I love seeing this come out because we do have the 8/8 portal coming up, and we're already in that energy, or we will be soon anyway. And so this is good. This is being able to shift your focus to one of abundance, right? Rather than scarcity or lack, and believing that there's enough wealth and success for everyone. So focusing on what's going right, reframing your thinking maybe to move away from some sort of scarcity mindset. Let's see what else we have. So your next reading will be on Wednesday, all right? And that's usually midday to afternoon Eastern time. And that's going to focus on the energies of that 8/8 portal. So it'll be all about your abundance, right? So every first Wednesday of the month usually is when I do your money reading for the month, your money and fortune. And so that's what we'll be doing then. But I always touch on it in every reading I do anyway. So what else, please? Communication. So there could be something significant you wish to express, or maybe someone else has an important message that they want to share with you, Libra. So communication is likely to be very important at this time. I know for a lot of you, or some of you may feel it has been slow. We did have Mercury retrograde. Not that that's always the cause, but we did have that for most of July. So yeah, that could be part of it. But you may feel finally that things are moving, but we'll see what the cards say. I do get sort of an 8 of Wands energy, which is nice. You know, getting that energy unstuck if it had been. And we have answers emerge. I feel like this just popped up in your August reading or one of the readings I did for you last week. But that's answers emerge. This is about finding a solution soon. Okay. This is finding a solution to your current situation and regaining control over it. So as new information emerges in your career, etc., whatever you have going on, there could be exciting opportunities that then unfold as a result of that. I feel as though for some of you, it has not been an easy path. And this is about learning from any sort of lessons along the way. All right. And how to implement those lessons into your next phase of your journey. It is all a journey, right? All right. Let's see here. I also like to pull crystal cards and see how we can stay high vibing for the week. So, and we'll see if there's anything in our way as well, anything blocking. This is the Wiser Tarot. So what do we have, please? What do we have for the week ahead? I'll share my channeled messages too that I received. I always do a meditation prior to the reading. So I got my paper out here. So we have, I meditate on a little bit of the astrology and see what I feel. So one thing that came in was that August 6th is our Venus going into Libra. So So that's who rules Libra, right? So Venus going into Libra is a good thing for us. I mean, this could mean, I feel like it's Empress all the way, really, I do. And that's what you had for August for your reading I just posted for you last week. And so personal magnetism, self-love, beauty, all of that. I was getting a very lush kind of energy. So think about, fertility, a lot of nourishment too was coming in. So I was getting the word victory. And this is just overall for the week ahead. I was getting, they gave me the phrase confidently sparkle. So I did get that from my guides, and a big boost of energy. There's harmony in connections, romance, relationships, all of that. And I was getting this energy, and what I heard clairaudiently was building bridges. So it seems like you are sort of able to do that now. August 3rd, which is tomorrow, Chiron calls us to heal anything regarding self-worth or your value, okay? So that could be a focus this week. It's going to go retrograde into Taurus. So this could be about lessons. I mean, think Hierophant and what the Hierophant stands for you. And the Hierophant's been coming up in a lot of our readings lately, Libra. So what did it teach you? What did something teach you? Maybe you've had a turbulent path. What has it taught you? How are you implementing those lessons? Self-love is major. As I said, 8-8 Lionsgate, that's going to be your next reading, focusing on money, abundance, all that, your fortune. But there's really intense energy coming in towards the end of the week. So about this time next week, there's just a big force of energy. I'm not, that's what I was feeling. And as far as Lionsgate, I was getting double the fun and double the joy with strength and the star card. I don't know. That's what I was getting for that. So, all right, let's see what else we have. What do we have, please? Some kind of victory calling, Empress vibes too. So the Hermit, they also are ones who kind of go within for their own personal truth, and they take that time away to really allow themselves the necessary reflection, and maybe they are incorporating lessons and things like that, right? That they've learned along the way. But it could be that, yeah, you're needing this time to kind of be a bit antisocial, in order to have those answers emerge. And with that divine support card, as well as the answers emerge, I feel like that's really connecting with that Hermit energy. I mean, we'll be in Virgo season before we know it, right? All right, and you have the Chariot. Ta-da! Awesome. So the Chariot, Cancerian energy. I think some of you are getting a higher perspective here on something. Yeah, this is like maybe even changing your direction. I feel like it's become more clear as far as what you need to do, where you need to go, what next steps. Okay, that could be part of that boost of energy too. Even though they're not moving in the Chariot, a lot of the times it can have to do with like sort of moving forward, taking the reins in your life. What else do we have, please? Oh, I am getting a name. I'm getting the name Enzo, like Enzo, Enzo. So I do hear things clairaudiently, and I'm getting a name like Rebecca. All right, what else do we have? It could be you or someone in spirit or someone you're close to. We have the moon here. So we have double Cancerian energy. This is also Pisces energy. It's really a card of Pisces, but it's Cancer as well because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So yeah, I feel for some of you, it's like there's a fear that it's always going to be this way, feeling as though no matter what you do, it's just not going to be enough. And I feel like there's something you're not seeing, like you're not seeing the path forward. You're not seeing maybe how to tackle something. So this is, again, focusing on what's going right and kind of reframing the thinking and again, putting yourself more in control here with that Chariot. What else do we have? Devil. You now have 3 major arcana cards out. So with communication, it's clarified by the Devil. So this could be something being communicated, but it's like, I feel like it's coming from someone who they themselves are struggling with that scarcity mindset. So it's kind of like, for example, if you were to take the safe path, because that's what your parents advise you to do or something like that, or your friend or your spouse or whoever, it would be like, just because they chose the safe path and they're like okay with what's going, like with how their life turned out, doesn't mean you shouldn't go big. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't think things through, of course, but it's like kind of like you releasing yourself from anything that is holding you back. And it could be the mindset and that scarcity mindset and mentality of someone else that's having a big impact. So just being mindful of that. Again, and this is having to do with you getting your independence and restoring control. All right. Not being so dependent on maybe someone else or something that just doesn't fit anymore. So this could be what this communication is that's coming in. A big important message here. What else do we have here? So releasing yourself from anything that's making you doubt yourself too, because the moon and the devil, I don't like seeing them together. That is like really very manipulative energy potentially. So just be very mindful this week. That's like one of your cautions now. Caution, be mindful as you move forward of people trying to manipulate your emotions in some way, or your thoughts, or your next steps. Okay, that's number one caution for the week ahead. I'm hearing too clairaudiently, soon you'll be mobile. So you'll be able to move or something. You'll just be able to move again. That could mean a variety of things, right? All the decks I use are down below. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. And I was hearing late July, so there's something here about maybe, just recently, a 10 of Pentacles energy coming in that brings you answers. It could be, too, that you're going to sign on with something or someone. I am feeling that. The 10 of Pentacles can also be, I want to tell you, for me personally, when I see the 10 of Pentacles, especially when it's with cards like the Moon and the Devil, watch who you tell things to, okay? You could just be innocently saying something and then it gets back to somebody, or it just is misinterpreted. So watch it, be mindful of that too this week, okay? There's something here almost about someone kind of manipulating your words that comes back, so just being very mindful of that, who you're sharing things with, and what you're sharing about yourself and your plans. This has to do with stability, long-term success, your legacy, really. So it's like it's like you get the key to move forward. And in fact, Libra, in your August reading, you were getting something about answers, not answers. What did it say? It said it was like something along the lines of a passcode. You're getting a code, or it was passcode or keys. You're unlocking something as you move forward. That was the quote. So passcode or keys, unlocking. And then I circled it. And then moving forward. So this is really good, Libra. This is great. That's really, awesome. All right, now we're going to actually clarify. I kind of want to use a different deck to clarify, so that way we have the opportunity to have the very same cards come up again, if in fact they're going to. So let's go ahead, and let me use one of my mini decks, I think. We'll use the Out of Hand Tarot. No, we'll use the Out of Hand Tarot. All right. So wasn't planning on using a separate deck, but I feel like we should for this part. So we're going to clarify the Chariot, because you have three major arcana. Let's clarify. Oh, okay. Clarifying the Chariot, please, for Libra. Actually, the same person who did this Out of Hand Tarot deck is the same one who does these awesome tokens. So on the floor, you have the Magician. Oh my goodness. Yet again though, Libra, I will say, nothing's going to stop you from moving forward. That's what's clarifying the Chariot. It's like you realizing, you've got everything it takes, everything you need, all the resources coming together. But again, watch out for some sort of disruptive potential manipulation, or it could even be your own mind playing tricks on you. You know what I mean? You know how that does that? We kind of talk ourselves out of stuff or talk ourselves down. It's fear, so not listening to that loud voice of fear. Clarifying Moon is the Hermit and the Two of Cups, and they're both in reverse. What is going on there? I feel like for some of you, there's bad communication here. There's some sort of imbalance. All right. Some sort of imbalance. that could actually be causing you to, it's almost like splitting up in one relationship or one area of your life, a separation or something like that is making you maybe want to like give up on a dream or something too. That's just what I'm feeling from that. Let's see what else we get though. Let's clarify the, actually the whole deck now is in reverse. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll do, okay. Oh, what is that? So now we have Judgment in reverse. So it's, some of you are just, you're flat out not listening to your own advice when it comes to maybe a particular partnership or when it comes to some sort of connection. So make sure you're listening to your own intuition. Hermit popping in again, right? Letting us know you've learned, like, don't repeat the same mistakes, basically is what it's saying. So this is any sort of denial, self-doubt. It's like getting awareness of that. So having that awareness. The Devil is clarified by, if you enjoy this reading, please do all the things to show support. They're all free. Like, hype, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Thanks so much. King of Cups. Okay, so the Devil being clarified by the King of Cups. Whew, yeah, that's like, that's a sigh of relief. I feel good about that. Some of you, you absolutely, maybe you, something is just to the point where you're going to need some outside support, some, you know, the help of a wise or an emotionally intelligent person. It could be someone in like counseling type thing. It could just be someone who, you know, they get it, they grasp emotions, you know, and it could also be you making sure that you're not, again, like I said, not being, you know, taken advantage of in some way or manipulated in some way. Okay. This one fell. Oh my gosh. I say that. And then part of the deck fell out. What was on top? Well, strength, and happy birthday, Leo's son, if that's you. So we have a strength card here. That's awesome. Again, it's having that power over one's own thoughts and emotions, and just having the strength to say no to things that you flat out don't need to attach yourself to the wrong people, places, situations anymore, right? Next, let's clarify answers emerge with the 10 of Pentacles. We have a jumper here, and it is the 6 of Pentacles. Look at that. So the 6 of Pentacles, it's like you're going to be maybe giving to situations that are giving back to you. Sometimes we're in mode where we need to receive, and other times we're able to give, right? So this is about not connecting to things where there's so many strings attached, right? Or a selfish kind of energy. We want it to be balanced, right? So it's maybe also some of you are doing some sort of like giving back to your community, or maybe you find that giving, even when you don't have much, just always somehow leaves you with more, you know, there's that. All right. So getting a return on your investments. Absolutely. I really feel like a lot of you are absolutely moving forward. And a big part of this, Libra, is you realize that, yeah, it's about the journey, not where you're headed, right? And also it's about, taking control here, and also being very disciplined, and having more clarity too over just where you want to go. I don't feel like there's as many questions, you know, feels pretty good. Now let's clarify again. Let's clarify the Divine Support, Chariot, and Magician column. I'm actually hearing Colombia. All right. So we have 7 of Swords. So now you have 77 in your reading. We keep getting that card. 77. We'll see if another 7 comes out, but we have 77 now. So with the 7 of Swords, I always call this, not always, but a lot of the times I just refer to it as like, I'm taking my toys and going home, you know? So some of you, I feel like you realize if you want to bring something into existence and move forward, the Magician, right? Chariot, it might mean coming up with a new tactic, a new plan, and it may not be able to, you might have to leave something, you know, you might be also rethinking something in some way about just how you're going to move forward. Okay. Let's see what else we have. And clarify that. We have the 7 of Wands. Yeah. So I had a feeling we get another 7, and there it is immediately. So we have 777 all in the same column. Okay. So I'm just going to get that card out for you. 777 Libra. I mean, we generally know what it means because, well, we get it all the time. So it is actually divine guidance, and that's clarifying divine support. So do not doubt the divine stepping in and being with you, Libra, and helping you out here as you go about your week. So, and even beyond, these readings are really whenever you find them too. But so connecting with your spiritual guides and just not backing down, right? Some of you started to see some progress, and this is really having that persistence and the kind of going with the flow sometimes too. It's not what this card's necessarily about, but I feel it is this time, especially because it's showing, you know, I'm just really focusing on the water right now on this card. So like just hanging in there and going with the flow, persevering no matter what. Let's get 2 cards on abundance mindset. Well, actually, let's get an outcome for that. Outcome card for this. Oh my, look at the outcome. King of Pentacles. So look at that. That really pays. Yeah, that's great. This is somebody who's abundant. They're a provider. They're actually also to be able to be very generous too. That seems to be coming up. So this is a solid leader here, wise investor. Let's clarify the column with abundance mindset, the moon. You've got the 6 of Cups. I'm actually hearing employment with this, so I'm wondering if some of you are going to hear from somebody, or either you're going to be something familiar, you know, something that's familiar, or something healing, something where you use your gifts, or something where you work with children or the elderly population. So there's that. Okay, I'm feeling that. What else? And Knight of Wands. And I am getting a message to Libra where being around people of different backgrounds and different ages even too could really help. The Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, that's like, just go for it. You know, that's fearlessness. Be creative, you know, take action, go for it. What else do we have to shift that mindset? We've got the 3 of Swords. It could mean that there is some sort of a loss in some way, but it's not a true loss. Give us a card on that. Let's clarify that. Yeah, it's how you look at it. It's a 2 of Pentacles here. I feel like some of you, you're going to have to let go of a certain situation because things have become overwhelming. All right. This is something where things are just now out of balance. And in order for you to keep going where you want to go, you may have to give something up. And that might not be a bad thing, right? So let's see what else we have. Communication here, clarifying the Devil. We've got the Strength again. So strength's clarifying strength. Oh my gosh. Libra, I want to point out too, you have the Magician, which has the infinity symbol, right? Infinity symbol there. You have Strength, infinity symbol, another card in tarot with the infinity. There it is on this deck. Now you have Strength again, infinity symbol. And then you also have the other card with infinity on it, which is the 2 of Pentacles. So Libra, you have 8888 in your reading for the week of the 88 portal. If that doesn't scream abundance mindset, abundance energy, I don't know what does. Let me get out the 888 card here. Sign of abundance. You'll have great success coming your way. Look at all those infinity symbols. Wow. All right, Libra, what else? But there's, you know, like using your power wisely and using your energy wisely, that's coming along with that strength card, okay? Having compassion for yourself and with others, for others. So inner strength is really what matters, okay? Inner strength, and then there's the outer, like it's sort of like the manifestation of that, or you know what it's going to look like in action here is the Queen of Wands, and that's someone who cannot be stopped, someone who's very courageous. So you are being encouraged to have the courage to really face things like head on, really face it and communicate. All right. What else? And be yourself. Lots of Leo energy here on the table. And that's, oh my gosh, you now have your second Magician. And what is it? It's your 5th 8. Your 5th 8. Remember I was saying I felt like 8 of Wands energy? This is like even better. So, oh my gosh, Magician. So really focusing on things in your environment too that are going to help, that can help you move forward. Okay, this is really focusing on what it is you want to create. What is it you want to bring into existence? And using your resources wisely. You're going to need to focus though. And you're going to need to probably remove some distractions, anything excess that doesn't have a spot or doesn't need to be at your table. What else, please? Clarify answers emerge with 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. Don't worry, you're going to be getting some answers here with this. I know some of you, it's like it has just been so rough. And maybe some of you are seeking comfort. And I'm getting in ways that might not necessarily be the best ways. So just being mindful of that to make those healthy choices, wise choices, because in the end, if you're choosing the wrong thing to like temporarily self-soothe, it's going to have long-term consequences that maybe you don't want, that are not going to help lead to the abundance you're hoping to bring in. What else do we have? So breaking the patterns here. 7 of Cups. Yes, something could be clouding your judgment right now. Or is there just like too much of a certain person or energy in your field? We're going to look at all the 7s now, actually, because we had 77, then we had 777. Now you have 7777 in your reading. So, because you have the Chariot, the 7 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Cups. My goodness. So you have inner wisdom. So connect in with your spirituality and your intuition. And then we also have for 7777. As I'm looking for this card, I do remember I am now posting, instead of Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's Wednesdays. Okay, so Wednesdays. Where's this? There it is, 7777. So Sunday mornings and Wednesdays. Sign you're on the right path. So things will manifest quickly. So I mean, you just got to give it time. You know, it seems like it's been forever. And again, something could be like clouding your judgment here. What else? Okay, 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles here. So this could be like I was getting kind of before. You may need to bring in an outside resource or help build something as a team, possibly, maybe. This could also be just like the way you're looking at having to do something with others or how to collaborate, like the way you're looking at collaboration. Let me just get a card on that. I want to get a clarifier. Let's use this deck. It could be I just feel like it might not be accurate. Oh, I just lost a bunch of cards, but okay. So we have the Star here. There's something here regarding group work or working with a group or things where you're building together. It feels as though there can be healing here. All right. Or that doing that this time around could be healing. Okay, so maybe working on a project. So I feel like if you'd had conflict in the past or you found it difficult to even be in the spotlight or work with others, it feels like that energy is clearing out. Okay, that's what I feel off that 3 of Pentacles clarified by the Star. Okay, yeah, baby, we've got the Star. Oh, and actually, didn't I say I was getting... Oh my goodness. Yeah. I wrote down double the fun and joy, strength plus Star. And you have 2 strength cards and the Star, and they're near each other. This is amazing. That's what I heard before the reading, strength plus Star. There could just be something that like you didn't used to like that now it's going to be okay because you're with the right people or you have the right resources or something, or you're doing it in the right place or in the right way. So that's that. Now we're going to move on, Libra. Let's get a clarifying love situation card. Tell us about relationships, anything that just what most needs to come through. All right, so we have timing. So there's a situation that cannot be forced. When you have double strength here, I'd say that, yep. Can't force it, right? That's not going to get anywhere forcing a lion's mouth open, right? So there's just something about needing to wait for the right time, something being out of your control, okay? And money moves. What do we have for money? Again, your next reading will be about your career, money, finances, fortune, luck, abundance, whatever you want to call it. We have the future. So this is about planning for the future. So focusing on, your future outlook, where you want to go. Not so much of where you are necessarily, but where you want to go. All right, let's see how we can stay high vibing for the week. High vibe. Journal. So this is when you need to get ideas and emotions out, write them down. Holding in thoughts and emotions causes the energy to become stagnant in your body, so let the energy out and let it flow. Going to get a crystal card. You have black kyanite. Set strong boundaries. Boy, is that true. That is very true for the week, isn't it? And then we have, oh, let me get a surrender. Let's get a surrender. What do we need to surrender to? Any sort of block, anything in the way? Surrender to complete healing. So this is opening fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being and spiritual healing. Now let's get an animal card for you. Animal healing card. You know how to show support if you enjoyed this reading. Oh my, one of my personal favorites, the bald eagle, card 9, observer kind of energy. So root chakra. This is seeing your situation from a higher point of view, letting spirit guide your next steps, and trusting the wisdom of your higher self. Your galactic angel message is take a break. Meditate, cleanse your body, mind, and spirit. That is what I have for you. Thanks again for being here, Libra. Have a wonderful week, and we'll tune in next time, Wednesday. Check out your other videos, including your August outlook, if you're interested. Thanks so much.